He was one of the most powerful judges in Louisiana, chief judge of the state appeals court that stretches across northern Louisiana.
Judge Henry Brown's 27-year career on the bench ended last year with his abrupt resignation. It came amid allegations that he and a law clerk abused their positions to compromise the judicial process. Investigative reporter Jamie Ostroff dug into new allegations of the abuse of power and whether that justice has been denied in a number of cases. Jamie?
Yeah, Jeff, this is an elaborate story. It is told through hundreds of pages of court documents. We've been following this one for over a year. It is a story that involves a dead widower, his missing fortune, a web of close relationships, the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, and a businessman who did work for them. In 2007, Jeff Mercer subcontracted on a DOTD project in Monroe.
My part of the job was doing the drainage.
It didn't go the way he'd planned.
I had a DOTD inspector demand a bribe from me.
Mercer says he turned him down and blew the whistle. Next thing he knew,
the DOTD basically ran him out of business. I mean, they made it so hard on him in these various jobs, and that's what we actually proved in the case.
That's David Doty, the attorney who helped Mercer win $20 million in his lawsuit against the DOTD. The jury was unanimous. The DOTD appealed.
It went up to the Second Circuit and it was overturned.
How rare is it, David, for an appellate court to overturn a unanimous jury verdict?
I'd say it's very rare.
So you're immediately thinking something's up here.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Mercer started to dig.
I started looking and find out that Judge Brown's father worked for the DOTD for 44 years.
I served almost 28 years as your Court of Appeal judge.
Judge Henry Brown, seen here in a 2019 campaign ad for his son, was one of 3 judges on the panel that heard the DOTD's appeal. He also wrote the opinion in the agency's favor. Mercer and Doty are fighting to overturn that opinion, saying it was judicial activism. They filed this lawsuit in September. It claims Brown tried to wield too much over the appeals court and some of its decisions. This is where our story takes a sharp turn.
It's deep. It sounds unbelievable.
Mercer points to a Shreveport case to support his allegations against Judge Brown. The key players in that case are Fred Houston, a widower who amassed a small fortune before his death in 2008. Hon Williams, Houston's financial advisor and executor of his will. Houston's obituary described Williams as his friend who he thought of as a daughter. She also had a close relationship with Judge Brown. And Trina Chu, Williams's close friend and a clerk for Judge Brown. After Houston died, Williams was sued for abusing her position, charging exorbitant fees for her work and diverting money to herself. A jury ordered her to pay back $1.5 million, an estimated 3/4 of his estate. Williams said she was a good steward of Houston's money and earned what she got. 2 weeks after the verdict, Williams sold her house to Judge Brown, who let her keep living there. I went to that house to learn more about Williams' side of the story. It looked like nobody lived there. Williams appealed the verdict to the Second Circuit. Because of Judge Brown's relationship with Williams, he recused himself from her case. But records show his clerk remained involved.
So recusals extend to the clerks as well.
Correct.
According to these law enforcement reports, in August 2018, Judge Brown's secretary checked a copy machine and found someone had hacked into a confidential file used by judges on the Williams case. That's when the Caddo Sheriff's Office started investigating. In its reports, detectives wrote that Judge Brown's clerk, Trina Chu, had downloaded documents from that off-limits case to her own flash drives and emailed legal advice to her friend, Williams, who then forwarded some of that communication to Judge Brown on his Second Circuit email address. One of the judges hearing the Williams case complained to investigators that he felt intimidated by Judge Brown to change his decision. However, the Second Circuit ultimately upheld the verdict against Williams, and on September 27, 2018, The Supreme Court of Louisiana barred Brown from the courthouse where he worked. He gave notice of his retirement the next day.
Hi, Judge Brown. My name is Jamie Ostroff.
I called both Brown and Chu to get their sides of the story.
Hello, you have reached the law office of Trina Chu.
Neither returned my voicemails. The sheriff's office reviewed computer files and interviewed court personnel to find out what happened in the Williams case. Mercer, meanwhile, is still trying to see that case file in hopes that it will help him with his own lawsuit.
The findings of this case and the outcome of this could affect a lot of other cases.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to make other people wonder, and it's going to make other people want to go dig, and rightfully so. Did they read my case? Did I get a fair shake? Or are they communicating with other people on the outside about my case?
Still a lot of questions here, and the reason Mercer can't get that full case file yet is because deputies are still trying to determine whether Chu acted alone. The Caddo District Attorney's Office is also fighting the release of that information. In fact, the DA wrote in a motion to quash that criminal charges are probable in this case, and a source just told me the Attorney General's office has been asked to review it.
Sounds very convoluted and
Sure
very
is.
involved, so tell us where that Williams case stands now.
Right, this almost seems like a side element here. Williams continues to insist she didn't mismanage Houston's money. She is now fighting in order to pay restitution to the beneficiaries of his will. The Louisiana Supreme Court has refused to hear her case. So now those who have sued Williams are trying to force her into bankruptcy so that they can get more records and find out where these millions went. Henry Brown is her attorney.
Again, convoluted.